Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another Swiss Dragons of Tarkir Fate Reforged draft. Kind of an unexciting pack. I mean, we have Ojtai's Command and we have Cunning Breeze Dancer, both in blue-white. I mean, they're both... I mean, they're definitely the two strongest cards in the pack. Sadly, no removal. There is Silumgar's Scorn, which I actually like, and Scale Blessing. I'm actually trying to think which card I like more. I mean, obviously, Ojtai's Command you don't see as often. I almost don't want to first pick a two-color card, but there's really just not quite anything else in here that's worth first picking. Scale Blessing is a little bit too narrow on its applications. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with the Dragon over the Command. I mean, the Command is versatile. I just don't really like it all that much. But admittedly, not the most exciting pick. Okay. Well, Epic Confrontation's the strongest card here. It doesn't pair the best with our first pick, but I may just want to take the strongest card here. And I could end up like splashing for Breeze Dancer, which I've done before and is perfectly acceptable. But there is Enduring Victory, but it doesn't really hold a candle to the power of Epic Confrontation in my mind, despite being on color with our first pick. There's also Dragon Hunter, which is good. I'm just going to take the strongest card. It's early. We're just going to take the strongest card for a while. We're gonna see what's getting shipped around, what's wheeling, and we'll judge from there. Okay, so this pack's kind of unexciting as well. Warbringer is, you know, it's decent. Works best in your black-red. Minister's okay. Lore Master's okay. This pack's basically just full of okay cards. Really nothing too exciting. I could just take the Warbringer. It's putting me in a lot of colors, but I'm really not passing up anything I care about in this pack at all. Tactician, I've cut before. It's not exciting enough to pick. Sidisi's Faithful, same sort of thing. Hand of Silumgar's okay. I actually like the card, but I guess I actually could take Hand of Silumgar. Warbringer is going to pan out the best if I end up with a bunch of dash, but it's still pretty narrow. I think I'll go Warbringer anyway. Mostly because I ran out of time. Alright, well now we're past to Flatten, so if you're going to go all 5 colors, why not, right? Yeah, I mean, fourth pick Flatten. I'm just going to take it. Now I kind of wish I'd taken the Hand of Silumgar. There's Ambuscade Shaman as well, which pairs well with the Warbringer, but, excuse me, but Flatten is just better. There is Inox Survivalist, pairs better with the Confrontation. But maybe we just draft 5 color? No, that's not going to happen. I'm just going to take power cards right now until I get the best idea of what I want to be in. I do like Survivalist a lot, but I'm just going to slam Flatten here, which I have splashed before many times. Interesting. During Scale Lord... So, officially in all 5 colors. My 2 strongest cards are in green and black, which hilariously is, of course, not in this pack. I may still be able to make black-red work, so then it's like Tormenting Voice versus Stormsinger. There's also Lore Master, which is okay. Everything is unexciting in this pack. I'm going to take the Scale Lord. Screw it. Bit of a mess. Now we're seeing white cards. There's just nothing in here I care about. I'm going to take the Drowner. There's nothing. There's really nothing in that pack. Straight nothing. All right, Butcher's Glee is pretty good. Maybe blue-white is the direction I'm supposed to be going. I'm seeing late Jamoka Warrior and Herald of Jamoka. Yeah, maybe blue-white splash green for Confrontation and Scale Lord. I could see that, actually. There is Butcher's Glee and Defeat in black to pair better with our Flatten. But that's some pretty late Jamoka Warrior, Herald of Jamoka. I'm actually not sure which one I like more. Probably Jamoka Warrior because it's got higher power, but they're pretty close cards overall. I'm going to take the Jamoka Warrior here. I am going to sort of speculate a little bit on white. All right, Drowner number 2. We're going to take it. There's a segmented Crotique and a couple good black cards, but we're going to go Drowner. Guess we'll take the Marsh Hulk. Maybe we do end up playing 5-color. Actually, it's more likely we'd play 4-color and not play the red. We'll take the Reduce in Stature. It's pretty mediocre, but so is Scribe. And this deck looks like it's going to need some removal. Alright, Sheltered Aerie. It seems like something that could help us play our nonsense. Drowner for days. Take it. None of those cards matter. Alright, so definitely a bit of a mess pack 1, but I think I'm actually, believe it or not, starting to get a better idea of what I want to do. Could be a better idea to go blue-green, splash black, splash white. Or just blue-green. Here's Gleam of Authority, which is good. Epic Confrontation number 2. I think I'm just going to take. I think at this point the Sheltered Aerie seems like something that's really going to benefit our deck a lot. I'm going to take the Epic Confrontation. I like Gleam of Authority. This just doesn't seem like the right deck for it. I like Acid Spewer Dragon with a couple other dragons too, but it's really not a blue card in here I care about. I'm just going to take Confrontation. I'm going to try and make these strong cards work. Confrontation for days? I think so. Tarkir Efreet's good, but we're out of red. Pacifism's good, but I'd rather have Confrontation. I'll take it. Maybe I'll just get past all the Confrontations. Alright, so there's Palace Familiar in blue. There's also Guardian Shieldbearer in green. There's Pacifism. Maybe because we saw the late Jamoka Warrior, I dip out of black a little bit. Probably want to take the Palace Familiar with triple Drowner, I would say. I'm going to go back to sorting by color. I think that actually makes sense. And it's still reasonable with Epic Confrontation. Not insane, admittedly, but let's go for a blue-green. With triple Drowner, Palace Familiar just makes sense to me. I do like Pacifism quite a bit too, though. But I'm going to go Palace Familiar. Alright, Profaner. Actually, we need to slam this Youthful Scholar. Once again, triple Drowner or Youthful Scholar is just going to be really good. Profaner of the Dead is also good, but not as useful as Youthful Scholar is currently in this deck. And hopefully wield a Sheltered Aerie for more splashing. Segmented Crotique's a nice finisher. Ojutai Interceptor in blue is also good. Crotique might be better if we're playing ramp. Overall, they're both kind of a little bit mediocre. They're both playable, but never insane. Segmented Crotique's a better finisher. Ojutai Interceptor. I don't know if Ojutai Interceptor is going to play as well in this deck as a Crotique will. They're both morph cards, so it's tough to say. This morph's easier, but Crotique is bigger on the top end. I think I'm actually going to go Interceptor, just because it morphs cheaper. Okay, how many +1/+1 counter cards do I have? Not enough to make Inspiring Call work. I probably just went Dragon Scarred Bear. Taigam Strike is probably good in this style of deck if I'm straight up blue-green, which I think I am. Sheltered Area number 2, I think we're still going to wheel one, so I'm just going to take the Dragon Scarred Bear. Okay. I like Beastbreaker quite a bit, actually. That's a good reason to stick it out with green. Mirror Mockery is actually playable. It's not insane. But it works pretty well with exploit cards. And I'm not giving up anything besides like a Servant of the Scale for it, so we'll take it. Works well with Into the Battlefield effects too. Alright, we'll take the Artillerist over the second Reducing Stature. I think at this point we're just going to pull the trigger on green-blue because it seems like that's going to work. Skywise Teachings is interesting enough to take here. Although I certainly am good on 4-drops, admittedly. Not sure if the black's going to work out, but I don't think white's working out either. White, I can make these work maybe if I table that Sheltered Area. Then you can just easily splash for these. But we'll take the Teachings. I'm not exactly sure that's going to... Alright, how many morph guys do I have? I only have a couple. Guess I'll take the Scavenger. It's not insane, but it's playable. Alright, did table Sheltered Area number 2. We'll take it. Servant. Not sure I want to play it. There's Sheltered Area for days. Alright, so probably much easier play a 5-color deck, but I'm not sure we have to. We already have to make cuts. Skywise Teachings with Sheltered Area. Well, Skywise Teachings gets activated off Sheltered Area, so it's certainly interesting. No Evolving Wilds, but we can actually prioritize lands pretty high now. Because, I mean, we have a deck. Granted, it's not like a sick deck, but we do have triple epic confrontation, which is not to be overlooked. And like I said, Mirror Mockery is actually pretty interesting. Geez, Mob Rule's so strong. Mob Rule is pretty strong. I think we got to go Beastmaster. Card advantage is always good, and we just happen to have guys with pretty high toughness floating around. Nothing else in here I really care about. I think we're pretty easily going to wheel Ethereal Ambush, which, when in green-blue, is not bad. There's an Angler in here, too, which I would say is pretty sick, even on the splash, with triple Gurmag Drowner and Sheltered Areas to support it, but I'm going to take the Beastmaster. Probably cut Marsh Hulk. It's not necessary on the splash. I don't really know if I want Servant. It's cool with the Drowners, actually. It actually gives you a creature to sacrifice for effect. Hey, well, win past Ojutai and you have triple Sheltered Area. I say take it. There's Aven Surveyor as well and Jeskai Sage. Jeskai Sage, once again, very good with our Drowners and actually really good with Epic Confrontation. Brings it up to, what, a 3/5? Which is actually really good. But win past Ojutai, like I say. I've always said, win past Ojutai, take it. Because it's a remarkably strong card. This deck's interesting. I don't think we're going to do triple Sheltered Area regardless. Thornwood Falls slightly helps the mana base. There is white removal we could splash for still. Maybe it's better to get out of the flatten, get deeper into our green-blue plan. Although maybe I just want to whisk away because it's in our base 2 colors. I like minimizing our white splash. If this land had white in it, I would just slam it. But Sandblast is like, and Valorous Sands are both better than whisk away. But I think minimizing our splash is probably smarter. So let's cut the flatten too, I think. I'm not even sure I want the Servant of the Scale. It's not that great. Whisk Away seems actually kind of good. We might even be able to make Skywise Teachings work in here, believe it or not. I'll take the Whisk Away. Might even wheel the land, you never know. Lotus Patch in probably is correct. Although it's another 4-drop, but I think we're 18 lands anyway, so it doesn't matter. Does mean we have to make more cuts, but Lotus Patch in at least is very good with the Epic Confrontation. So many 4-drops. Maybe the Scavenger can go. I think Lotus Patch In's better than that. I don't need the Swiftwater Cliffs. Alright, Surveyor is a very good pass. There's also just Sky Sage, which I think might work better with Triple Drowner, but I just never feel comfortable passing in Aven Surveyor. Dismal Backwater could set us up for a flattened splash, but I don't think we have to do that. And Surveyor's just so strong. Sage would be very good, though, I admit. But Surveyor's just so good. I gotta take it. Alright, here's Jungle Hollow. Get yet another opportunity. Probably just want the Ethereal Ambush, I think. It's actually pretty good with the Drowners. And it's like a combat trick. Yeah, we'll take it. It's not even bad with the Epic Confrontations. And we can ramp from Sheltered Area into it, which is kind of nice. Take it. I guess none of these cards matter. I don't really need Ambush Critique. Geez. Maybe Wandering Champ is the most detrimental. Shadow Spear's okay too, but Champ might be the biggest problem. Like, aggro is just going to be a problem. Sudden Reclamation. Probably don't need it. Could splash these removal. Like Grim Contest maybe with the Sheltered Area and the Flatten. It just seems unlikely, but whatever. Alright, Ethereal Ambush number 2. Take it. Not sure if we're playing it. Surveyor just wheels. Okay. Let's get another cheap dude, although we don't have any Delve to feed. So not likely to play the Skullkeeper, but we'll take it. I mean, we're going to be able to make this deck work, so that's the very good news. Bad news is, well, there's not really any bad news. The bad news is our deck's not like, well, our deck's green-blue, I guess, is first line of bad news, but all right, Shifting Loyalties. Sideboard card, sure. How good is Enduring Scale Lord? It actually has reasonable synergies with Aven Surveyor, but more often than not, you're bouncing creature. Weaponsmith. No artifact spells to be had. Arches of Karsi probably makes more sense. Getting yet another 4-drop. Alright. So our deck's got enough ways to win, so that's the good news. I think we are going to stick with our Triple Dragon, but managed to get 0 pieces of fixing, which is a bit of a problem, but we're going to play 18 lands, and we've got double Sheltered Area, which I think is going to help support whatever we want to do. And I think I actually do want to play Skywise Teachings. So maybe we cut the reduce in stature. I can cut some creatures too, though. Probably don't need 3 drowners. Probably cut one of them. Probably don't need reduce in stature, I don't think. Mere Mockery. I mean, it's a defensive card. Actually, Mere Mockery with Aven Surveyor is sweet. Mere Mockery actually has good synergies in this deck. You put it on a Surveyor and you bounce a creature every time this attacks. That's actually really cool. I kind of like that. Or defensively, yeah, actually Mere Mockery has a good place in this deck. And like I said, you can put it on a Drowner, attack with Drowner, get another one, exploit itself, look at the top 4, pluck a card. Skywise Teachings probably has enough action. I gotta cut 3 cards though. Well, Ethereal Ambushes are kind of creature cards, so I should feel comfortable cutting creatures, but I kind of like all the creatures I have, to be honest. I don't want to cut Pal Familiar because I don't want to cut really any of my early creatures, but I don't want to cut any of my 4-drops either. 2 Drowners I feel pretty good with in this deck. 3 I could see being a problem. Ethereal Ambush I feel like is actually good enough for this deck too. The question is, do I want to stick with the Skywise Teachings plan? I kind of do. Is that wrong? How good is Scale Lord in here? I did say it was good at the Surveyors, which is probably true. But maybe I want to minimize white in this deck. How many ways to win do I have? This is going to be a tough deck to build. Maybe I don't want the Artillerist. It's not like Artillerist is insane. It doesn't have good synergies with our Beastmaster, whereas like most other things do. It does have good synergies with Beastbreaker and Dragonscarred Bear, but Beastbreaker just being a bear in this deck with potential chance to get formidable in mid to late game, I think doesn't require me to play Einarch Artillerist anyway. And I definitely like Interceptor more because I can evade. I think I'll cut the Artillerist. And I kind of want a good amount of late game if I'm playing 18 lands, which I plan to. I do kind of want to keep my teachings count at... If I'm playing teachings, which I kind of want to, I want to keep my creature count at... Or my, my non-creature spell count at 10 at least. I think 10 is like a minimum. It's very good, though, when you get it online. I think if I was to cut a Breeze Dancer or a Scale Lord, I would prefer to cut the Scale Lord. I think Breeze Dancer is going to work better in alongside the Skywise Teachings. Like even Ethereal Ambush with Breeze Dancer is pretty cool. Not like manifesting into it. I just mean like having a Breeze Dancer out and playing Ethereal Ambush to pump it is pretty cool. But I mean, Ojutai obviously gives all your dragons the attack value, but Ojutai just wins the game on his own. It doesn't like require other dragons to be broken. I don't particularly like Enduring Scaler in this deck. I think it's okay, but I don't think it's good enough. We only have like a few cards that get counters. And like I said, you never really play Surveyor to put a +1/+1 counter on it. I think I'm going to cut the Scale Lord, and then I just need one more cut. I am definitely playing 18 lands because we have card draw effects, and it's probably one more creature. I just have to decide which one. It could be a Dragonscarred Bear. Granted, Epic Confrontation gets a lot worse when you don't have like a ton of creatures to work with early, but it's still a very strong mid-game spell. This deck's actually kind of funny. But like I said, I actually do want to play, I want to play Skywise Teachings here. It's going to be pretty cool with Confrontation. And it even gives additional value to Sheltered Aerie mid to late game. I'm pretty tempted to cut the Bear. I do like Regenerate, but I'd rather have the Beastbreaker as like a way to win another win con mid to late game. And I like Sheltered Aerie jumping to our 5-drops quite a bit. Like going 3 to Surveyor or Ambush is quite strong. And Beastmaster, some more card draw. I think I'm going to cut the Bear. See how this works out for us. This deck's highly unusual, but kind of interesting. So, Sheltered Aerie, I think, yep, I think I have to agree with the 3 planes. I do not, however, agree with the actually, it might be better to do 4 and go 8/8. I kind of want 8 minimum of green and blue. So 2 planes plus 2 Sheltered Aerie. Yeah, that hopefully is enough to get our Breeze Dancer and Ojutai. We have a couple Drowners to like help us find white mana. All right. This deck is a bit of a mess, but it looks like it could be fun to play. So we're going to play it like this. We'll have to see how this goes. This deck has got a lot of cool stuff going on, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, we'll run it like this. We'll see you around 1.